Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Romance and Banter. Today we are here with James the Shark Mako, and he's legitimately the person that made me realize that magicians actually aren't all major losers, and that some of them are actually interesting people with
it's all the others.
personalities and like actual interests that expand outside of just magic, and or have the ability to talk to people. And form coherent, interesting thoughts and opinions. So that's James.
You haven't experienced that before,
Go ahead and tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
I do card tricks for a living, which is pretty fucking great, actually.
Yeah?
It's pretty great.
That's about correct.
That's a pretty accurate statement. Yeah. I like to read. I like to play around. That's about it, really.
It is. That
Like,
pretty much is
like
it.
to write.
In fact, one of the moments where I realized that you are actually a good magician was I caught your Langston Hughes piece, right, where you do their whole. James does a bit with a napkin that he's quite notorious for, and as he does the bit with the napkin, he goes to a whole Langston Hughes bit that he has prepared, and it's really deep and it's worthwhile and thought provoking, which are all things that I didn't think that magic could really be.
Typically isn't.
Yeah, and your whole thing is not your kid's magician. How did you get there? Like, what was the genesis of that?
It's a misnomer. The idea really is just to. It's really the wrong title. I've been struggling with the title a lot recently, but yeah, I think because it makes you think of like an adult's thing only. It makes you think of like smut magic, and it kind of. I mean, there's moments, but like the censorship piece is, but. Yeah, I think it's just the realization that magic can be, it's the same as any other art form, right? So there's like, if, one way I like to put it is that we let our kids sit in the car and sing lyrics to songs, and if you think about what those songs are about, they're singing about murder and death and sex and all these things. But the moment it's mentioned in a magic show, you're unbookable, which is really weird. And then, like I got in trouble in Hollywood at one of the other venues, you know, for doing a routine, the napkin routine actually, that you just mentioned, funny enough, because at one moment, in passing, it mentions a guy on death row. Yeah. So it got me in a lot of trouble, and I was like, you know, the booker comes backstage and says, how can you say that on stage? And I said, what are you talking about? And he goes, you can't talk about death row, you might upset people. And I said, dude, this is Hollywood. You come out and open by you say a joke about gonorrhea. Yeah. Like, this is Hollywood. More people have had STDs than have been on death row.
Exactly.
If anyone's upset, right? It's you, it's not
If anybody is upset, it's because they're either on death row or know someone on death row, which is extremely rare.
So it's really weird, the things that, and magic's one of the only art forms left that has gatekeepers. Almost every other art form, like comedy, the club kind of just lets the audience decide. So you don't prohibit the audience from seeing it, but you let them boo if they want to boo or whatever. Right. But magic tends to just not let it ever get to an audience. So we still prevent people from seeing, which is, again, another double standard in magic, is that if you watched some of the illusion shows that we've had here when they do bigger stuff, they take a half-naked woman, they chain her down, they mutilate her, and everyone goes, oh, let's bring the family. Right?
Let's cut her in half.
Let's
throw knives at
Let's bring the kids. You know? And it's like, once again, in passing, doing a sleight of hand trick with a napkin. At one point mentioned death row, and it's like,
that's over the line.
That's a problem. Right, So it's really, I think that's part of the reason for what you're talking about, which is magic's not interesting because magicians refuse to let it be.
That's actually a really good point. No, that's I don't think I've had it brought up that way before. Yeah.
I used to say is run by amoebas, and nobody has a backbone. So no one stands for anything. Yeah. So you're stuck in like this. It's the only art form that has to, at all times, be for all people in all circumstances and ages. Which is just not true of anything.
But in saying that, you're also probably one of the more successful magicians that's been through here. When it comes to sort of being able to carve out a niche for yourself and sort of make it your lifestyle and have it sustain you and not sort of be struggling as it sustains you, you know what I mean? Like, you're not really worried about like, oh shit, I gotta book this next show or I'm not gonna eat this week, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've been lucky,
So how were you able to sort of carve that out for yourself in an industry where it's such a faux pas to be yourself and to sort of go beyond the general confines of magic? Was it just tenacity?
Nice. I think part of it is just being kind of unrelenting and just making sure it works. Like that's the hard part. Like,
Yeah.
it's easy to have a weird off the wall idea. It's hard to
Make it good.
that idea actually
Yeah.
work for an audience. I think part of it is like just spending enough time with the material and trusting yourself. But I think also it's like the audience will tell you, even if they don't tell you, you know? Like, even when we have kids here, I'll do that piece. But even though it mentions death row and stuff, and it's never the parents love it.
Yeah, of course.
It's
history. It's history, it's information, it's an education. Yeah.
Your literal daily reality. You have to do like active shooter drills.
Yeah, yeah.
We pretend they don't know what's happening.
But they
know what's
absolutely
happening.
do, yeah.
They're dealing with it, if not more viscerally than anyone else. And it's so young for them, right? They're so impressionable still. So they know what's happening. We're just hiding it, you know. But I think, part of it's just that. I'm sure it works.
No, that's a great point. What was sort of a make or break moment for you? Like, did you ever have a moment where it was like, if I get this is sort of like the cementing moment, or is it just a bunch of small moments that sort of led up to the final ending of where it is now for you?
Just a small thing.
Just small things?
Yeah. Building, doing shows, not being afraid of failing in front of an audience. Some audiences have seen some terrible magic from me.
I've seen some terrible magic.
You can't be afraid to fail. You're trying something new, so by virtue, it's never really been done, so it might fail.
Of course,
and that's knowing whether or not it'll fail, or you can only build the gauge on what's going to work and what's not by failing, and so doing the bad shows. I think I did the worst show probably of my life last year, December 26th. Which I'll never forget.
I think I was there.
Legitimately the worst thing.
Was I there for that one?
I think you were.
Because I remember you came out and you were like, I just bawled.
That was the worst show.
Yeah. No, we had a talk after that one. I do remember that show. I do remember that show. Yeah. No. But you also had great shows like the
show after that.
The energy drink show.
Yes.
The energy drink show.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was a.
Realizing what substances help and which ones.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah, never heroin again for your magic shows.
No, don't do heroin and magic.
It does give you a whole different type of dark.
You might actually think it's a good show.
Johnny Depp magic. You know what I mean?
But I'm trying to think. The next March. Was it this most recent March? No, March before that. I don't know, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, did a one-man show. It was probably the best I've done, and so it was like, that's the trade-off.
That's how it goes.
The trade-off.
Ups and downs for sure.
Yeah, you get around to it.
I think it pretty much does it for this. I think I just sort of
Nice.
wanted to make sure I had something that captured this sort of whole thing here, just because I think you're definitely part of the reason I came into. If you weren't working today, I probably wouldn't have showed it. So fuck you for making me come in.
You're welcome.
Yeah, man, it's been great. Hopefully, I'll make enough money to be able to hire you to come out and
I'm gonna miss you in London.
work and be in something that I'm working on.
Yeah.
Even if it's just because I need like a funny looking dude. I think you'd make a great Hobbit. like if we shot you like they shot Elijah Wood. I think you'd be a great Hobbit.
I'm already about that.
I think it would be sick. But yeah, man, like you're on the short list for people that I'd want to use for content in the future. So that's James Mako. I hope you guys enjoyed him. You'll probably see him again, but if you never see him again, what would you like to say to the people?
Come to my show, actually. Boost sales, why not?
Go ahead, give yourself a shout out for your socials.
At This Is James Mako on everything, pretty much. So.
Boom. All right, well that does it for today, ladies and gentlemen. That has been your episode of Romance and Banter. See you guys again tomorrow for another episode. Tomorrow is Sunday, and I think we're going to do an episode with Antonia, who we haven't seen in a long time. And it'll be cool to have a little video with her. Anyway, deuce.